What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Phase 6, your source for music, business, motivation, and support. I got a great topic for you today. We're talking about, should I sign independent major record deals, opportunities that come your way? Should you take them? What should you be thinking about before you take it? That's what we're going to be talking about. Let's hop into it, Phase 6. Alright guys, so there's another video on the site that's really going to be more in context. This right here is me trying to give you a summary and just trying to talk around some of the ideas. I posted a video that showcased a phone call that I got, and I was able to get some cameras and stuff like that and capture it with the person really in a dilemma. Had an independent record deal opportunity on the table and was trying to understand if he should take it or not. And that video is online, it's available. I'm pretty sure I have it clickable somewhere. You guys can check it out. But I want to put that in context. In summary, I had kids crying in the background, things of that nature. So just to kind of take the idea, you know, if you can't deal with all that and you just want to get the information, I kind of want to give it to you straight right now. So let's jump into it. All right, one concept that I want everybody to understand is that there's a lot of people that want to be in the music business. Okay? Now, some of those people are creatives, and some of those people are just not creatives. And it's about bringing those two entities together that make something successful. So a lot of times when artists, you know, dream about being successful, they dream about signing to a major situation or being independent and blowing up on their own and building their own team and creating their own environment, or signing to some major opportunity that has a team and an environment. But a lot of times it doesn't necessarily all piece together like that. There are a lot of different things that happen along the way or before you get there that make things make sense. You know, most, times when people sign the major record labels, they're already signed to some smaller entity before they get there, right? So what does that look like for you? Like, should you consider those opportunities? How do you know who to go with? And I want to kind of clear that up just a little bit for you guys, all right? So the first thing you gotta understand, once again, everybody wants to be in the game. There's some business people that have dreams of being in the music business that just don't have any creativity. They aren't rappers, they're not singers, that's just not what they do, all right? And just because, they're not a major entity doesn't mean that you should do business with some of these entities and these guys, all right? The only thing that you should probably ever worry about when you're getting ready to engage in a deal with somebody else is, A, can they do the job? Can they do the job? If you even look at Taylor Swift signed to Scott Borchetta, right? That's Big Machine Records, right? Big Machine Records didn't even exist when she signed the deal. He was still, working at the label, and she had the opportunity of signing to the major label that she went there to sign to, and ended up presenting herself to Scott in order to take it to the major A&R so she can get a deal. Or Scott told her, hey, listen, I'm about to start my own entity and I would love to sign you, and I would, love to make an opportunity for you. I don't have anything put together yet, but, I have a vision and I'm going to bust my butt to make it happen. If you want to wait and give me some time, you can sign with me and I promise you you'll be on. Now, who does that? For her, who does that? Who takes that deal? Now, in that situation, you got a guy with a lot of experience who had been working in the label, who had prior experience in a whole bunch of different label environments, who knew the players, who knew the business, who had to go out there and hustle, get up a lot of money. Taylor Swift's family put up a couple $100,000 to get involved in the project. Put that in perspective. They paid to get into a situation when they could have went inside to a label that would have paid them to be a part of it. But if you look at what was able to transpire from that, she's more successful now because of those decisions. So I would never tell somebody to run away from a situation just because it's not a major situation. But you want to make sure that these people know what they're doing. They're credible. All right, that's A. B, you want to make sure that the people that you're dealing with are not only saying, they're presenting what they're saying, okay? A lot of times when you're dealing with independents, they may be a little bit lost. They may have an idea of how things are supposed to go and may not have fully gotten to that space yet, and they may present things that are unfair and maybe not be aware that they're unfair, or they have a misguided understanding of what their role is or what your role is or how things are supposed to go. So like I told my mans on the phone, I'm gonna tell you guys the same thing. Make sure you separate your agreements, right? A lot of times when you're dealing with independents and small organizations, they try to kind of bundle everything together because you kind of believe that that's how it happens at the major level. You want to emulate the best and you think that that's how it goes. Well, first off, make sure your management deal is different and separate from your label situation, right? Your management deal is ancillary That means they're eating 365. This 365 thing isn't new. Managers have always eaten 365, and they get a percentage anywhere from 10 to 35%, right? And you want to make sure that that deal, if it's a management deal, is separate from what the label is saying. The label's job is to sell records. That's what record labels do. They create records. Since they paid the money to create the record, they want to own it because we paid for it, so we own it. And now since we own the masters on this records, we can collect the mechanicals on this record, and we're going to make our money back. Some of the mechanicals, but largely from the record sales. Now, when it comes to the mechanicals and the performance rights, the publishing, separately, make sure you do that deal separate. You got your management over here, you got your record label here, you got your publishing here. Now, any given time, all these things can dip into one another, but you want to make sure on paper they're separate. And you want to make sure what you're giving up in what situation, because major record labels, they do take publishing, but they have publishing divisions that deal specifically with publishing. Right, so the record label will also put you in a publishing deal, and they may have a manager at the company that they all rock with, but they're all separate. Make sure that whatever you're signing is separated and that you agree to every separate situation that you're getting involved in. Now, there are situations in which deals get convoluted. Every situation is unique, but make sure you understand what's going on between those three most common situations. And if you're out there, you're most likely going to be dealing with people that are offering some type of production deal, right? That's basically a label that doesn't have the power of a record label, but wants to have the privilege of a record label. There's nothing really wrong with these deals as long as they're not, like I said, taking too much from you. So you're going to make my beats, you're going to own, and you're going to pay for all my studio time. You're going to do all this stuff because you're a production company. Your job is to produce everything. And since you want to compete in the marketplace as a production company, you might have added some other business features to the business just so that you can be better than the next production company. What does what they're offering equal what you're about to give up? What I mean by that is very simple. When you sign that piece of paper, you're losing whatever you said that you was going to give up. It's gone. But the person on the other side is only agreeing to a service. Now, if you know anything about services, you have someone cut your grass, or have someone clean your house. Just because you pay someone to do a service doesn't mean they're going to do a good job. But either way it goes, you lost the money's gone. You gave up the money, regardless if the service was good or not. There's no money back guarantees in this situation. So you want to make sure that the value that the person is providing is going to be worth what you're giving up. Okay, now how do you kind of size that? One way I like to do it is when I'm looking at giving something up, I want to know the budget. Like put the marketing budget in there. What is allotted to me from a marketing standpoint, and what are you going to do with it? Now, what they're going to do is not going to be detailed in the contract, but we need to have some general synopsis of what I'm getting in return for what I'm giving up. You know what I'm saying? If I'm giving up X amount of publishing, X amount of my masters, X amount of show money, X amount of whatever, and not saying you're going to give up all of that, but whatever you choose to give up, make sure that it equals out on some level on the other end. And make sure you're fair about it. Understand your value. If you're not getting paid shows right now, then and people aren't really buying your albums right now, your publishing really isn't worth that much to many people. So that person that's getting ready to invest in you is getting ready to build the value of your publishing. Therefore, it may be worth giving up a large percent of it. Now, what large is going to be different to everybody, right? And just understand that there's a business to it, there's a structure to it. Be willing to negotiate. Don't be scared to negotiate publishing. So many people are like, oh my God, I don't want to give up my publishing. Listen, that might be the only marketing chip you have. Now, if you're an established organization and you have other marketing chips, such as you're already on the road, you're already doing $5,000 a show, and you're touring all over the country. You have a large fan base in other countries. You're already selling records. You're already selling 200,000 records a year. Which is really good money at $10 a pop. What's that? $2 million a year. Like you're doing your thing. If you have these other things that you're already leveraging, you got records on multiple commercials, and you got multiple placements as a producer, and you got all this stuff going on. Yeah, you don't have to come in and give up all of that, because when they come in and do the deal with you, the moment they sign the contract, they start making money because they don't have to do anything. You're already in position. So of course they're going to take a smaller cut. But if you're a person that doesn't have much going on and they have to create all that momentum for you, yes, it is okay to negotiate some of your stuff. I do not agree with giving away everything. And of course, make sure you have attorneys looking over your stuff. But I made this whole video to tell everybody what I just told my mans on the phone. Don't be scared. Don't be scared to swing at it. Just make sure that whatever you're doing does not have the words perpetuity in it unless you trust the people. You know I put that language in my agreements, but I have a different type of commitment to the type of people that I deal with. It's a lifelong commitment as far as I'm concerned, and there's a lot of opt-out options. You know, so like I said, every situation is different. You know, just make sure you understand what you're getting into and is clearly explained to you, and the opportunity makes sense. All right, if it's something that you can do a deal with somebody and get out of relatively quickly, that's always a good situation. Okay, I'm going to give you over 50% of the publishing on this album that you're going to pay all this money to create, and you're going to put all this money behind to produce and market and get it out there. And then the next album, you're not getting anything off of it. It's not really a bad deal because you used that first album to create all the traction and leverage and get yourself out there, make yourself somewhat famous. The second album, everything's on you. They get nothing if you just cut them out and you just an effed up person like that. But you know, these opportunities are available, so you gotta be smart about how you handle your business. All right. If you got more questions about it, man, go to www.phasevi.com. That's phase6.com. I got some management agreements on there that you can look at and you can get some publishing agreements, things of that nature that you guys can kind of look into, and I got some versions of it where I go through and explain it to you line by line so you can understand what's going on, things of that nature. But don't be scared to negotiate. Don't be scared to take a deal with an individual. This is a long video, so it's time for me to get out of here. I don't know everything, but I know a lot about a little and a little about a lot, and I'm here to give you everything that I got. Alright, stay tuned. www.phasevi.com. You guys take care.
With Sirr Love.
Real talk, no chase.
Yeah.
Real talk, no chase.
Yeah.
Real talk, no chase.
Yeah.
Real talk, I said real talk, I said real talk, no chase.
Yeah.
Real talk, no chase.
Yeah.
Real talk, no chase.
Yeah. With Sirr Love.